Is the UK sitting on a ticking time bomb? Most people in the UK do not have a retirement plan. Have you thought about your retirement plan?
Not that much.
What are you going to do when you're 70?
No.
No? You don't have a retirement plan?
No.
This means they're probably paying into their workplace pensions because that's automatically taken out of your salary, isn't it? They've got their state pension. The last time I looked at mine, it was going to give me 12 grand a year. So if you're sitting here right now and you don't have a retirement plan, what should you be thinking about? Someone in their 30s is forecasted to live at least to 100. That means if you retire at the typical age of, say, 65, you've got 35 years to fund. So you need to be thinking, how much do you want to retire on a month? So the average salary right now is £36,000 in the UK. If you want to retire on £36,000 for 35 years, how are you going to do it? That's one substantial pension that you need. There's a few things you can do. You've got your workplace pension, you pay in, your employer pays in, your employer normally matches you, so you can start paying in a bit more there. You've got your state pension, so as long as you're paying towards your national insurance and stuff, you will get paid a state pension. The last time I looked at mine, it was going to give me 12 grand a year. So that's probably not an option to rely on. I decided to take an alternative pension, so I decided to do property. My portfolio pumps out about £350,000 a year, so I could retire right now and just live on the £350,000. That will increase over time as rents and inflation and everything goes up. So you could decide to do property as an alternative pension. So I have my pension with St James's Place, my IFA, and it actually lost money on the stock market. I took my pension out and I put it into a SIP. That SIP can buy commercial property or it can buy gold. Then if you want, you can transfer a SIP to a SAS. That SAS can lend the pot of money to your company. You can use it and then pay it back into your pension. So there's lots of different ways what you can do with pensions and property. But here's my advice to you, get buying property. If all you did is buy one property a year for the next 30 years, you can imagine what you're going to retire on. And that's not going crazy, that's not being me, that's not giving up your job, that's just buying one property a year. So you buy one right now for 300,000, that's going to double and double, it's going to be worth a lot of money and it's going to give you a passive income. So here's a few property ideas for you. Number one, you can just buy property, put tenants in them, wait until you retire, then you'll have a portfolio of maybe say 10 properties, 10 tenants in, all giving you a passive income. Choice number two, you can do commercial property. So you can go and buy a commercial property that's worth about 2 million, say. A 2 million commercial on average to give you about 200,000 a year. Take off the commercial mortgage, you'll be on £100,000 a year for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Why am I recommending commercial? Because commercial tenants go into the commercial property, they stay there, they have an FRI lease, which is fully repairing and insuring, and they stay for a long time, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. I was looking at a commercial the other day. It's a big, massive car park. It's leased out to the government. Government have got a 30-year term on it, and the government's paying £230,000 a month for this car park. So imagine if that was part of your retirement plan. So here's a few things I want you to do if you're going to put together your retirement plan. Number one, sit down and work out exactly what you're going to get. If you've got a workplace pension, go and work that out. You can go on the government's website and have a look at what your state pension will be. I want you to sit down and work it out and work out what you're going to be retiring on. And I want you to understand that, for example, if it says you're going to be retiring on 20 grand a year, that's not going to be enough when inflation hits because the cost of living goes up. So number one, work out what your reality currently is. Number two, work out what you'd love to retire on. For example, if you want to retire on 50 grand a year for the rest of your life, if you want to retire on £100,000 a year for the rest of your life, then I want you to work out how much you're going to need and how you're going to do it. Are you going to do it through property? I help students and people like you all the time be able to build portfolios so they can retire, and they don't have to wait till 65, 70 to retire. They can retire early. So I want you to work out what you'd love to retire on if you want to retire early, and then let's get you a property plan in place to help you do that. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, let me know what thoughts are, and let me know if you've got a retirement plan and if you've even thought about it. Most people haven't. I'll see you next time on Property Investing with Abi.